All right. We are going to get things kicked off. If I could have everyone's attention, please, we're going to get started. Thank you so much. Thank you all for being here. Hopefully you all got your lunch. You're more than welcome to continue to grab it. We'll probably have leftovers at the end. But yeah, thank you all for being here. How many of you all have been to the EC before? I like to see that. How many of you all have not been to the EC? Okay, I like to see that too. So for those that have not been here, I would love to give you a tour after today, show you about the space, resources that we have. But a little bit about what we do here is we want to make Nashville the best place to start and grow your business by increasing the chances of success for you entrepreneurs. So we do that in two different ways. So we have one, our membership. So it's going to connect you with the advisors. Who all is an advisor here in this room today? So, okay, we have 3 advisors in here. Give it up for these advisors. That was a little weak. We'll work on it. But yeah, so we can't do what we do without advisors like them, because how that works is entrepreneurs can schedule time with industry experts, subject matter experts, get feedback, get help on their business. So that is very vital to what we do in our membership. We also have a community of like-minded entrepreneurs. So being able to connect with them, do discussion boards, member directory. There's also events like these, so plenty of opportunity to network there, but also get more educational content or educational resources from people like Saba. Very thankful for her. We also have startup discounts on tools like AWS, HubSpot, and then just overall the meeting space, co-working space that comes with each level of membership. The second way that we do provide resources to increase those chances of success is our accelerator programs. So we're missing a couple over here, which we usually have. But the ones that are missing, so these are all 12-week accelerator programs that are tailored around your business stage or industry. So we have Takeoff, which is not up here, for the early stage of their launch. So these are all going to be curriculums set around what can help them within that stage. So Takeoff being that go-to-market strategy. We have In-Flight, which is also not up here, for those at the grow and scale stage, focusing on operational sales. And then we have Twin Days for Founder of Color, and then Project Healthcare and Project FinTech being those 2 industry-specific. So, if you want to learn more about any of these resources, please come talk to me or members on staff after today's event. More than happy to go more in depth into that to see how we can help you. And now I want to give a thanks to our community partners. We have CommStasis for secure, reliable IT in Metro Nashville. And then thank you to our growth partners. So all of these partners that I'm going to show you all today, we can't, once again, do what we do without them. We have Pinnacle for banking, RJ Young for tech, CLA for accounting, Nashville Area Chamber of Commerce for community, and then Baker Donaldson for legal. We also have all right, yeah, hey. But you're going to have to do it again for our supporting partners, too. But yes, I won't read all of these off, but once again, our supporting partners. Now, if you want to give a round of applause for all of our partners. Perfect, thank you. If one of them were here, they would love that. Launch Tennessee. How do you all have heard of Launch Tennessee and what they do? Couple? Okay. So I highly recommend scan this QR code to learn more about LaunchTN, because they are the center web of different ECs within Tennessee. So they focus on things like capital, commercialization, and overall connections community. If you scan that QR code, you can learn a lot more about them. But I also want to highlight one other thing is InvestTN. So this is a separate section of LaunchTN that focuses around capital and funding. So if you're looking for funding, this may be a good opportunity for you. So if you feel like you're a scalable business, this is a catalytic matching fund. So if you want to learn more about this, you're looking to raise funds, you can send that QR code there. Anyone looking to raise funds? You just scanned it? Okay, perfect. All right, without further ado, I want to introduce Sawa. So I'll let her do her introduction and we'll get kicked off with the workshop. Can I get a round of applause for Sawa?
Can everyone hear me? I feel like a pop star with this mic on. So hi everyone, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy lives to join me today for lunch. And thanks for lunch, it was fantastic. So my name is Saba Chisti and I'm the owner of Anara Consulting. So my journey does not start here, it starts many, many years ago. So I am traditionally a physical therapist turned entrepreneur, turned serial entrepreneur. I've been networking since I was 5. And all of you have been as well. So, I can just keep talking. Okay, perfect. So, back to me. So I recently moved here from Canada 6 months ago. So to tell you that I know how to network is a bit of an understatement. My husband's over there in the corner. He probably knows half of Nashville by now. So we have been networking like mad since we've gotten here. I coach primarily women business owners, and one of the topics we often talk about is the importance of networking, right? So why do we network? And I'm going to come back to that question. So we network for many reasons, but the reason I'm here today is a lot of us don't always network with the right intention or purpose, or have clarity around what we are actually looking for when we network. Some of us hesitate on what to say, we're not clear on our ask, we're not even sure who we are supposed to meet. So today, my goal for you, I realize I can't see my speaking notes, but that's okay, I'm pretty sure I've got this, is my speaking notes are mostly to cue me to tell you when to look at your workbook, which first of all, does everybody have a workbook? If you do not have one, please clear it. So my goal for you today is you're going to leave here with a pitch kit. So a pitch kit is a 1-sentence powered intro, so ideally the hook. So what is going to grab people's attention to keep listening to you, so that ideally you get to the point of being able to offer a 15-second pitch. Your 15-second pitch should hopefully warm them up so that you can continue on to your 30 and 60-second elevator pitch, right? All of you know what an elevator pitch is, I would assume, right? It's that brief moment in time when you get a chance to sell yourself to the person next to you. Ideally, I don't know if it's actually an elevator, you get the idea. So, we're also going to leave you with conversation starters that guide you to your goals, and questions that get your clients talking so that you can prove to them that you can solve the solution. You have the solution to the problem that they have. Thank you. All right, so start at the beginning. Why do we network? So this is an interactive workshop. I am looking for audience participation. I want to feed off of your energy as I hope you feed off of mine. I also want to learn from you as hopefully you're going to learn something from me as well. So feel free to call it an answer. Why do you network? I will pick on people if no one follows me. Yes, sir.
So for our business model, what we've learned is the majority of our business actually comes from relationships. We're a moving company, and it's kind of hard to market as a moving company like online and things because the window for someone moving is typically about 45 days from their putting their house on the market and then moving out. And everyone in this room has known someone who's moved or is going to know someone that's moving soon. So we network to build relationships, get to know more people.
I love that, and great use of your time to throw out a bit of a pitch there. So, anyone else? Why do we network? Yes, ma'am.
I have lots of needs for different activities, different people. I want to know who can do what and how I can introduce them to what they need.
So you're a connector. Love that. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I would dovetail on the connector thing. I think today, especially, we are so bombarded with so much information that networking, connecting with people is the best way to drive referrals, and I tend to think that by giving more and putting it out there, it does come back to you.
Perfect. Anyone else have anything to add? Yes, sir.
Just have a third set of eyes to look at to make sure you don't have any blind spots.
I love that. Anyone else want to throw something out? Yes, ma'am.
I'm in marketing, and as a marketer, like I know that any marketing you do is not going to be as good as the connections you make and the people you meet meeting people in person, it's just, you cannot replace that with an ad online.
Yeah, especially in Nashville.
Yes.
I have realized this. All right, so I went super simple. Meet new people. I wanted to make friends when I came here. So that was my main purpose for meeting people, was to make friends, meet new people. Strengthen business relationships, right? So sometimes it's forming new relationships, finding employees, growing out your team, right? Trying to find those key players that are gonna live and breathe your vision. Who here is looking for customers, right? Yes, make some more money, right? Find vendors, right? People that are gonna maybe fill some of those gaps or holes in your business, and ideally promote your business like you did there, sir. Right? And whoa, anybody wanna sell their business? I have a question actually, how many of you are business owners? And how many of you want to be soon business owners? Okay, great. So, little picture, you are going to exit your business at some point, right? It's gonna be one way or the other. I recommend you sell it. I don't know about you guys, but you might wanna make some money on your baby that you put out into this world. So back to me, I got cut off there. Back to me. I sold my business through networking. So as a physical therapist, I went into entrepreneurship. I own my own healthcare center. I grew it, expanded it to 2 locations, and met a guy at a networking event who's a competitor, and he said to me, I love your brand. If you are ever looking to sell, please let me know. Pocketed that away, and 2 years later, we had a deal. So, networking, lots of valuable opportunities that could be had. So we're gonna get started. Oh, see, that's why I have my speaking notes. Oops. Okay, so I'm gonna get you guys to go to your workbook. First line here, I went around the room at the beginning during lunch and I asked a few of you, what do you do? And you guys had some great replies. I want you to write down the answer to that question under your current elevator pitch. What do you do? What would you say right now? Hopefully we go through this exercise and maybe there's a bit of a change to your elevator pitch at the end. So you can do your minutes. Okay, just 3 or 4 seconds left. It really shouldn't take you too much longer to write your elevator pitch than it should be to say it, so I think a minute should be enough. All right. Okay, so we're gonna sort of put that aside and we'll come back to it. So, another question for you all. How many of you have ever attended a networking event and thought to yourself, why am I here? Or left the event being like, why did I go to that? Or left an event super excited thinking you made all these great connections to have nothing come out of it. Okay, I feel like, yeah. Hands been raised, but I saw some eyebrows go up, so I feel like I've got my people here. So, the goal of this workshop is that you leave, I'm not gonna say that you're never gonna leave a networking event feeling the same way, but hopefully you're a bit smarter with which networking events you're attending, and so therefore that happens to you less often. So, pre-event clarity is what I call this portion. Knowing the event before you go. So, vet the event. You wanna know who is going to be there. Is it business owners? Is it vendors? Is it new business potential? Clients, partnerships, angel investors, right? Who's going to be there? So how do you find that out, right? So oftentimes the invitation, wherever you found this Eventbrite, wherever you found the event, is gonna say, have some indication of who might be there. So some clues might be, where is the event being held? Nashville Entrepreneur Center, maybe there's some entrepreneurs in the room. Right? If it's at university bar, it probably is more people looking for work than it is people, partnerships. So if you are not clear about who is going to be at the event, email the organizer, right? That's what they're there for. Ask them. A 30-second email could save you hours in paying for parking, making sure that you're at least going to the event that you have intended to go to. Does anybody else have any other tips on how to vet the event before you go? Remember, I'm here to learn from you too. Yes.
I would say I try to go to events where I'm probably the only one that does what I do sometimes too, just be a differentiator and kind of start those conversations, just depending on what those needs are, if I can think of that.
Absolutely. If you can be the only person in the room that does what you do, that's going to set you up for success. Any advice on how you figure that out?
Look for events that are kind of around, or if you know someone who could kind of point you in that direction. I know personally for me, like people say like go to the AMA, but I'm like, it's full of marketers, so like based on what I do, that really isn't my target market, but I do partner with them. So it's kind of like figuring out like maybe a health tech is better because they all need branding and creative.
Okay. Anyone else?
I usually search the social media
Love it.
to see who's been, who's talking about it.
Right. Are they on Instagram? Search their pictures. Who seems to be in the photos? Absolutely. Yes, sir.
I look at who's speaking, what companies are speaking, what companies they're with, and what the topics are, and try to figure out what the people will be there. They could be buyers, possibly new clients, or just vendors, let's say.
Excellent. I love this. And of course, one of the reasons you might go to an event is to learn something new, much like today. Okay, so we're going to spend the bulk of our time here working on the worksheet, identifying this. So knowing who is going to be at the event is clutch, but then also knowing who you are looking for is essential. So who is your target market, right? So knowing these pieces about your business, so again, now what I do is I coach businesses, primarily women-led, service-based businesses, and this is something that we often do together, right, is to get super clear on who it is you're looking for and who you are talking to. So we're gonna go through the examples I had on the last slide of those 4 sort of most common people types of people we're looking for. And we're gonna go through and figure out who's our clients. So what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to write down who is your target market. You don't own a business, who is, the business that you're currently working for, who would they say is their target market? A lot of detail, this is good. Anybody just write people? Humans are my target market? Okay, so just for a fun little exercise, something I like to do with my clients, is okay, you've identified your target market, that's excellent. Now, if you're currently in business, let's start thinking about our top 3 clients. Those clients that if you could reproduce tenfold, you would never have to worry about money another day in your life. Do any of those top 3 clients share characteristics? So professions, genders, whatever it is, income levels, they live in a certain area. Take a look at those top 3 people, any unifying characteristics they have, and are those words in your target market?
Are those what's in your target market?
So when you say, like, let's say they're women, here's a prime example. I was working with a med spa owner. And I asked her, who's your target market? Women between the ages of 35 and 45, perimenopausal, high-end professionals with disposable income who care how they present themselves to the world. I'm like, okay, great. Who are your top 3 clients? 62, doesn't work, has never worked, taken care of by their husbands. Like, all 3 of them were in their 60s, post-menopausal, and none of them worked. So who is actually her target market? right? So a lot of these times we think we know who need our services, right? But sometimes when we do a deep dive into our business and gain some clarity on it, we realize that who we are speaking to is not actually the audience that is listening. Did anyone's target market change after I just made you think about that? A couple nods, a couple shakes, no, we had it down pat in the beginning, it's great. Okay, so when you're entering a room, right, and now you have a clear picture of your target market, and when I say clear picture, I like to go so far as, you know, they have a name in my head. Now, of course, you're not gonna go around the room looking for a person with that name, but this is how much clarity you should have on what your target market looks like. They have an age range, they have a gender, they have a professional level of income. And when you enter a room, there might be some defining characteristics as to who that person might be, right? That's who you're gonna search out in the room, or you're gonna figure out by asking a few key questions. Now, is there a pointer on this thing? Use like this green button at the top?
Yeah.
Are you looking for cross referral opportunities, so partnerships? So let's take a moment and write down a partnership. So this could be someone who is going to help you move your business forward today. So maybe it's a marketer, maybe it's a finance person, maybe it's HR. Who is going to help move your business forward? So not only could this be someone that identifies your blind spots, but it could also maybe be another company that attracts the same type of clients you are looking for. Maybe they're a referral partner. So I think, think outside of the box on this one. For example, for myself, I have just recently decided that I'm looking for social media people. I'm looking for someone who does social media for women businesses. And my thought process behind this is that the type of clients I want to work with, I'm sorry, is that my hand?
Yeah, I think so.
I thought it was a storm outside, okay. My thought process around this is that the types of clients that have realized that they need social media to move their business forward is the type of business that is primed and looking for growth. That's who I align myself with. They probably have some disposable income in their business where they can invest in their business for this purpose, which means they might also have some money where they're willing to invest in some coaching. So, if any of you do social media, please talk to me after this, but that is who I'm looking to align with, and that would be the partnership I'm currently going after. So be clear on the partnerships you're looking for. Is anybody here looking to expand their team? Yes, great. Right, big part of being an entrepreneur is creating jobs. So what is your key employee look like? Who's your star employee? What qualities, characteristics, skill sets do they currently possess? Be specific. And don't write this from an aspect of what is out there. I'm gonna write what I think I will find. Write what you are actually looking for today. I'm not saying you're necessarily going to find it in the timeline you're looking for, but again, be clear, be intentional. Right? Your dream employee, what do they look like? Do they live and breathe your brand, right? Do they see your blind spots? Do they predict your needs before you realize you need them, right? What characteristics do they have? And if you've thought about this, there's a better chance that you're gonna pick this out of a crowd when the time comes. I used to have someone that told me, it was like Starbucks. They always hired Starbucks employees, right? I don't know why. It was like they get the training on the job. They always, they say please and thank you. They say hello. They can typically like repeat your name back to you. And those were the qualities she was looking for. I thought that was great. And last but not least, what are you wanting to take away from this learning opportunity? Right? So today is a learning opportunity. So what are you looking to take away? One gentleman already asked me that. What's the key takeaway I should take from your talk? I was like, well, you might want to listen first, but but yes. So what's a key learning opportunity you are wanting to do? Any questions, comments? I'll take my water. So we have vet the event, we have a rough idea of who's gonna be there. I'd love to also open up the conversation on how you feel about attending paid versus non-paid events, but we'll see if we've got time at the end. So someone remind me that I wanna talk about that. So you've got the event, you know who's gonna be there, you know who you are looking for, and again, you might also be looking for all 4 of those options, right? So we're gonna get into creating a pitch for sort of each one of those audiences, but we're now there. How do we start the conversation? Are any of you ever nervous when you walk into a networking event or a room full of people? We've got one hand in the back. Okay, there we go. Anyone too nervous to raise their hands? I'm gonna go with that one. So, everyone feels this to some level. I love public speaking. I love being in front of a crowd. Do I get a little bit nervous beforehand? Absolutely, right? I use that nervousness to add to my energy in my presentation, but I get nervous when I walk into a networking room. And I've been doing it, like I said, since I was 5. So starting a conversation or having some questions pre-prepared will help you get through that. Now, these are easy, right? Ask about them. People love to talk about themselves, right? Give them the opportunity, open the floor. So it's a warm audience when you go to a networking event, so don't be shy to walk up to someone and you can own your shyness. Hey, this is awkward. What do you do? Hi, my name is Saba. Tell me about yourself, right? So the goal is to find out who they are, but you can also ask them, who are you looking to meet? Right? Maybe they haven't thought about why they're at this networking event, and you're just giving them the opportunity to take the time to think about it now. What are they wanting to get out of this event? What makes them feel heard? Right? Repeat back of some of what they said to you. Oh, I hear you're looking for a lawyer to help you with some of your employee contracts. Right. And if you can help, I have a great lawyer. I would love to put you in touch. One of the greatest ways to form a relationship with someone is to make a good referral. Has anyone found that? You make a good referral, you didn't even do the work. Right? You just met someone who does good work and you put them in contact with someone who needed them and they will sing your praises. That is actually how I built and scaled my business, is by referring to the right healthcare professional when it was needed. Okay. All right, to the meat and potatoes. So, building your networking pitch. Okay. This is pages are not numbers, so number 4. Building your pitch, we need to start with, again, knowing your business inside and out. So we're gonna start with your value proposition. So, a value proposition is the unique value that you yourself bring to your customer that is unique from your competitors. I believe everyone should have a unique value proposition, and I feel like it should be on the first page of your website. So, if you have one, go ahead and write it down. If you don't have one, let's make one together. So let's start. What problem does your business solve? Write it down. I don't want to hear solves the problem of my bank account being too low. No, it's not about you, it's about your customers. So, what problem do you solve for your clients? And anybody wants to share what problem they solve, the floor is yours. Yes, ma'am.
I have heard that people are afraid of public speaking. Anybody heard that before? No. So my cool, calm, confident voice might be the storyteller that you need, Charles, because her voice works.
Love that. Wonderful. Anyone else? Anyone struggling that needs help from the group?
My short-term rentals are extremely cheap, and so people can actually afford to stay here short-term, so
Affordable vacations.
very affordable. And it's luxury, so we actually care.
Affordable luxury vacations.
Yes, the saltwater pool. It is in Nashville.
Oh my gosh, local affordable luxury vacations.
Yeah, don't put it on Reddit. Don't put it on Reddit.
Okay. Okay. So, and so the next part on your sheet, you'll see catchy hook with a question mark. And that's the idea. So you were very clear on what you offered. You know, you told it to me and I was like, great. Is that my hair again? So sorry. Okay. I knew my hair would be a problem when I moved to Nashville because it gets curly and I don't know how to manage it, but I didn't think this was gonna be the problem with my hair. So the catchy hook. So the example I have, I was working with a pelvic floor physiotherapist. So if you don't know, I'm from Canada. A physiotherapist is a physical therapist. I will probably go in and out of saying that, so just bear with me. So I was working with a pelvic floor physical therapist, and she would go to a networking event, and she, what do you do? I'm a physical therapist. Except she said physio because it's in Canada. I'm a physical therapist. And people, okay, great, walk away. Because they have a preconceived notion of what that means. So it's like, okay, well, you need to get more specific here. Okay, I'm a pelvic floor physical therapist. Okay, great, walk away. Some of the men, right? That makes them squirmy. So they leave. So we got down to the nitty-gritty of what does a pelvic floor physiotherapist do. So pelvic floor physiotherapist, physical therapist, helps women with their urinary incontinence after childbirth. So, guess what her catchy hook now is at networking events? I help women stop peeing their pants. She has a wait list. She just opened her own multidisciplinary healthcare practice using that hook because women want to learn more. And men are like, I've got a wife with this issue, right? I've got a partner with this issue. How do we fix this, right? So it's about changing the problem, so your solution, and creating it in a way that makes it catchy, right? Sure, what do? I make women rich. Usually get a follow-up question of how. Great, now I can start with my 15-second intro. So, does anyone want to take a minute? I'm gonna just give you a minute, I'm gonna ask. Take a minute and see if you can make your elevator pitch a little catchier with a hook. And I would say, ask those around you if you're struggling. Seems like a room of really smart people. As we're working on that, we can continue on with what makes your solution different than your competitors. Another way to make this unique is, why are you passionate about solving this problem? Because let me tell you, you're not going to be a successful entrepreneur without passion. All workbooks filled out. Anybody wants to share maybe what their unique value proposition was to what it is now, or what their problem that they solved was, and throw in their catchy hook? Again, floor is yours. Yes, sir.
Help nonprofit raise funds without spending a dime.
Okay. Help nonprofits raise funds without spending a dime. Could that be any catchier, anyone?
Fine.
I mean, if you're talking to nonprofits who are looking to raise money, they're hooked. You don't need to sell them. But if anyone has any advice on how to make that catchier, in the meantime, yeah.
Protect families, some of their biggest investments or individuals' investments.
Protect families. Offer family security. Are you an advisor, financial advisor?
Insurance agent.
Insurance agent. Okay, so yes, protecting families. Love it. Yes, ma'am.
We place businesses luxury spaces in front of the right audience instead of no chasing or false.
You put businesses in luxury spaces in front of the right audience. Can you give me an example?
So like if you're a regular business, small, medium size, and you want more brand awareness to your business, like in Green Hills or Hermitage or something like that, we place you in like Temple Nashville, Bobby Hotel, and for like 3 to 4 hours while, you know, people come to your.
It's like a pop-up scenario?
Like a pop-up, but it's a high-end activation. It's more of a fancier term instead of a traditional pop-up, since it's in luxury spaces.
So maybe you create high-touch opportunities. For your clients without having to invest in long-term rentals.
Yeah, so for example, if you're a high-end consultant, you can have your booth set up there and people naturally come to your booth because I'm a photographer and I provide free high-end photos. People like that stuff, and so I'm able to bring those businesses in there with me for 3 to 4 hours.
I love that. I didn't know that was a business. That's great. Yay, what's your business called?
Luxera.
Luxera, nice. Okay, anyone else? Yes, sir.
In times of disaster, we help homeowners, renters, businesses of all sizes, and most private nonprofit organizations.
What do you do?
I'm a public affairs specialist for the Small Business Administration,
Okay,
Office of Disaster Assistance.
okay. Anyone else? Yes, sir.
I help young health tech companies deal with the messiness of growth.
Messiness of growth, I love that. So what would be your job title? What do you do?
I'm a fractional CEO and growth consultant.
Love that. I dabbled in the fractional CEO world for a moment. Then I realized I make a terrible employee. So. Anyone else? Yes.
We help expand your company outside of your personal network.
Okay. Anyone else?
I got something. We have a wide variety of things we do, but on one side, you either master change or become irrelevant. So we stop organizations from becoming irrelevant.
Okay, how do you do that?
All related to change, innovation, change management, project management, configuration management, anything to do with change.
So is this tech?
It could
Is
be-
it a program? Or is it you?
Could be tech, could be other things, could be social programs, could be all kinds of things.
So you see how like some of these I was able to be like, oh, that's great, I know exactly what you do. And then a few others I needed to ask a follow-up question. That's great, right?
That's kind of what
Asking
you
the
want.
follow-up question is what you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm saying there's no right or wrong here. If I can get it in one statement and I love it, I'm gonna buy. And if I'm gonna get it, but I have questions that are relevant, I'm gonna ask them, and it gives you the opportunity to keep talking and having that conversation, right? But again, spending some time working on this, practicing it in front of the mirror, practicing it with your friends, and you're gonna practice it here eventually as well, helps you get ready for those events so that you can be having the conversations, like I said, that you want. Did you all spend some time writing down how your solution is different from your competitors? So for me, my solution is different from my competitors in that I use real world business experience and I apply that to my coaching. I'm also crazy direct. Not beat around the bush. I mean, I don't think we should have to spend too much time on this, but why are you passionate about solving this, right? All of you probably have a personal reason, and so the goal is to just identify it and be able to share it. Okay, let me see. Pain points, what pain point to alleviate, be creative, and time to life. So back to being creative. If your competitor could use the same pitch, is it showing your unique offerings? Food for thought. And always a nice time to let your personality and your why shine. So back to the pelvic floor physical therapist. She's crass, she swears, right? That pitch worked for her. It's not gonna work for every physical therapist. Okay. Time for us to come up with our new elevator pitch. So the formula for an elevator pitch is who do you help? You've already figured that out, right? We've already got to figure out our audience. What problem do you solve? Guess what? We've already figured that out too. and your unique value or approach. Now is our time to put it all together. You will get these slides afterwards as well if you want them. So, my elevator pitch is I help ambitious business women get rich by using my real world business strategies. I help them get crystal clear on their goals, create a winning strategy, and grow a business that's not just successful, but scalable and sellable. So my target audience, are we clear? Ambitious business women. What do I do? Help them get rich. How do I do it? That's unique. Real world business strategies. I did not take a consulting coaching course and apply it. I've owned multiple businesses and I have successfully exited them. So take some time, use what you did in number 4 at the top of the page, bring it into your elevator pitch. Oh, I skipped one step, I'm so sorry. So the problem that you saw, I got excited. So the problem that you solve in your hook is your 1-sentence power intro. We just went around that in the room and did that. The 15-second pitch would be who do you help and how. So when I ask that how follow-up question to some of your power intros, that would be the 15-second pitch. And now we're working on the 30 to 60 seconds. So you've won me over, you've got the floor, tell me more. No pressure, but don't bore me. Keep me engaged.
How do you respond if, when you say that, they come back with, oh, what are some of your real world business strategies? How do you engage with that?
I cost this much a month. No, I'm kidding. Typically, I've never had that question, but real world business strategies would be real solutions depending on your problem, right? Is your problem about finance? Is it a problem getting funding, right? Do you know your numbers? Have we gotten clarity on how much revenue your business is generating? What's your profit value, right? What percentage are we working with? How did you set your prices? Do you have a plan to sell your business? Right? These are all real world questions that banks and finance people have when you're looking to sell your business. Those are questions that your buyer is going to have. What are your 3-year projections? What are they based off of? What are your new revenue streams that you plan on implementing in your business? What are the weaknesses in your business? Where are the outliers?
I've heard people use that as a trigger and get a foot in the door to talk about their problems so they can give specific examples. And their opening was more like, well, to answer that, we gotta see how it applies to you. So when can we talk?
Exactly. Much like I did, right? It was like, let's figure out a bit more about what you exactly, what are your current problems? Let's get in a room and figure them out. And we're gonna get into like a follow-up question portion as well. Mm-hmm.
Can I ask a question?
Absolutely.
Why do you limit your customer base to half the population?
Well, I'm a limited resource. My time is a limited resource. So I primarily work with women because the men I have worked with pay themselves first, and the women I work with tend to pay themselves last. And I want to change that divide. So in a business, most women will take whatever's left over, and most men will pay themselves off the top. General rule from my own personal experience, but the real answer is I can't be everywhere at once. So I have not scaled my own operation enough to be able to offer this to everybody. So I have to hone in. And frankly, I really enjoy working with women. And I'm allowed to say that. It's my business. No insult to the men. I love men too. I was just about to say something before you asked that.
Can we say
Say your elevator pitch? Yeah, so hold on one moment. Just gonna give everyone a few more seconds just to finish up here. And then what I actually want you to do is I would like you to share your elevator pitch with the people at your table. Now, there's a good chance you shared your first elevator pitch just by osmosis when you first sat down with these people, right? Maybe there was some, hey, nice to meet you, this is what I do. Try out your new elevator pitch on those same people and see if there's a difference. If you didn't give them your first pitch, go ahead and give them your first pitch, then your second, and we're all gonna be kind humans here and provide feedback. I'm just gonna go ahead and circle the room and see how I can help.
No question.
Yes.
Depending on the event, on the outreach or the networking you are doing, right? You can have different elevator pitch, right?
Yes.
Target to who you are,
100%.
right? So
Yes.
it's recommended to have, several ones depending on, the body language, the industry, or
Yes,
is it
exactly.
recommended?
Yeah, so different pitches for different personalities, but also different pitches depending on who you're speaking to, different pitches for how much time you've been allotted, and different pitches for like what you're hoping to accomplish. Absolutely. So this is an exercise you can go ahead and take and do multiple times depending on who you're thinking of. We don't have that time today. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna pitch to what is probably what everyone's looking for is maybe business, clients. So I should have specified. But if you are, looking for an employee, you're looking for a business referral partner, make your pitch as if the person sitting across from you is that target. Any more questions? I thought I was gonna get a lot louder in here once people started. Okay, I'm just gonna walk around.
Yeah, I was gonna say ours is probably very similar.
We give vacations for experiences.
I'll get it, break it down like, I got twice, can I help you?
Which is, I guess, that whole thing.
How are you gonna get my cousin's name? That's my car. My car? I wouldn't be the best mentor, but connected
that's not my store guys. I know some. I like this combination.
You were coming up with one-stop shop. Yeah, but it's all take those mix and match. Yeah, we do the work, you get famous. You go, that's fine. What's so fun right now?
I'm gonna have a QR code that's gonna offer you a free 30-minute session. You should book it. I think we need to get clearer on your, because you have such a unique. I've never heard of a business like but we can work on that.
Or if I have high blood pressure, my wife or my mom does. Tell them what it is now. Tell it a good one.
What he said at first was,
Feel free to share.
Just right out. You can say high blood pressure. You can say, like for me, it's my choice. It's my freshman year.
Alright, we got a couple more minutes.
Yeah, we help people visit Nashville. I mean, there's one where I was like, you feel like a millionaire if you visit our because you can still eat dinner. That's good. People have certain expecting like all customers.
Hello. All right. I hate to stop the conversation, considering there seems to be some good networking happening right now and a lot of great ideas. So, how many of you did your elevator pitch change from, I've like 2 more slides, so I got excited. How many of you changed your elevator pitch since the beginning? Great. Okay, I gotta share one. What was your elevator pitch before you came in?
I sell CMOS, and the body needs 102 vitamins and minerals. CMOS has 92 of them.
Great. What is it now?
I sell CMOS, and it helps with ED.
Woo! Yeah. So, I mean, I got his card. I don't know, like, I don't know. The point is, right, how many people are going to continue listening? I mean, God love you, not listening. Apparently it helps with blood pressure too, which is what, afterwards I was like, tell me more. And he told me it also helps with blood pressure. So, he got the conversation rolling, but when he started talking about CMOS, not gonna lie, it's boring, right? It's not gonna get to that second question. He's gonna have a lot more sales now that he's worked on that elevator pitch. So, great job. Okay, so sorry, I want to make sure that, we started the conversation, you gave your elevator pitch. I want to make sure that you also know how to end a conversation that is not working for you, right? How many times have we gone to a networking event and we kind of get stuck talking to someone who's not our target? Does that ever happen? Yeah, that happens. So, we're going to take a few minutes. We listen to who they are, what they do. We've identified that they are no longer, who we are going to do more business with necessarily. So, gently let them know who you are looking to meet. And here's a suggestion of what you might want to say, and that is, I'm going to go see if the type of people I'm looking for are here. And now that I know who you are looking to meet, if I meet those people, I will send them your way. Let's help each other. Right? Do not be afraid to say, I attended a networking event to meet everybody in the room. Nice talking to you. Now I'm going to move on. Okay? Right. So, just a quick follow-up formula. You guys will all get to the slide. I'm going to call out my own mistake. There's no 5 or 6 in the slide. It's 7. You're going to set up a follow-up meeting. So do it at the event if you can. Take out your phone. You can also do it by sending them, getting their card, sending them a thank you email or text, reminding them about who you are and what you had talked about that got you energized at the networking event in the first place. You can connect with them on LinkedIn, send them a message, or you can share another contact or another networking event that you feel that they might benefit from. And the key message here is do not get discouraged if you leave a networking event and you did not get business out of it right away. Nashville is the city of touch points. You have to meet people 5 or 6 times, and they have to hear about you from 3 more people before you start to do business, right? So do not get discouraged, but stay consistent, right? That is the take home. Also, if any of you were struggling with your elevator pitch, there's ChatGPT. All right, this is a summary at the event, determine your target audience, pitch, hook them. What's their pain points, how do you solve it, set up the following meeting, give back. As a thank you for attending my event, male or female, you are welcome to scan the QR code to set up a free 30-minute consultation with me. We can work on your pitch. I'm happy to answer a business question that you might have. And that's it. Thank you so much for attending. I hope you'll have something. Q&A? I really people have been asking questions as they went on, but I'll be professional about it. Does anyone have any questions? Thanks.
Thank you so much, Sava. Give it another round of applause for Sava. I mean, it's a little bit better than last time, so we'll take it. All right, before we close up and allow you all to continue to network, I want to go over a couple different things. So up next at the NEC, we have a bunch of good events going on. So we have our happy hour, which will be next Thursday. We're also going to be having free headshots. And so we're actually going to be partnering with Luxera. So Nita, raise your hand. Give it up for Nita and Luxera. So if you are a member, you have the opportunity to get a free headshot. So if you need to update your LinkedIn or just whatever profile photos that you have out there, this would be a good opportunity for that. Elevate your pitch. This is going to be August 28th. So this is a collaborative opportunity for you to practice your elevator pitch. So a lot of what we talked about today. Right, exactly. So what you what you get the chance to do is to practice your elevator pitch or full presentation pitch and get feedback from peer entrepreneurs or expert advisors like that are in the room today. We also have our capital sessions. So this is going over key milestones of what founders need to know when looking to raise capital. So the next session coming up is Turn Community into Investment. That's going to be on August 28th as well, from 2 to 5. And then we have Project FinTech Ecosystem Meetup. So if you're in the FinTech industry, this may be a good opportunity to connect with a lot of other FinTech founders. And you can find all of these events at ec.co/events. Lastly, if you want to stay in the know of events like those I just showed you, or learn about a lesson or a win in the community, sign up for our 411 newsletter. So this goes out every Monday. So 4 events, 1 win, 1 lesson. And so Ben in the back over there, as you see standing up in the blue shirt, he runs the 411 newsletter. So if you have a win, please share it with us. We would love to see this opportunity to promote it throughout our socials. And then what do you think about today's event? So we want to know feedback from you and how we can improve if there is room for improvement, what you'd like to so continue to do it. Please scan that and give us feedback on that. But without further ado, that's all I have. Thank you all for coming. If there's extra food, please grab you a plate. Thank you all.
Yes, I sent you.
Brothers.
Me too.